This is the month of May. Our next stop is the planet Earth, where we just came from. Going around the planet Earth is a southwest-like plane with a sign that says, Planet Earth for rent. Good location close to shopping. Here in Mission Control, Joshua and I are saluting to Captain Brad and Lieutenant Chad. Here's a spider in his web, still watching the horizon with glee. There is one chair tipped over, and another chair straightened by an Easter egg on the floor. Here's a bag full of Easter eggs, next to some more Easter eggs floating nearby in the air. There are a bunch of galaxies, comets, and stars floating around in the big bluish, black, grayish space clouds. Here are some space bunnies floating upside down by the sign on the rocket that says Space Bunnies, coming soon to a galaxy near you. Here in the spaceship is a man holding a colored Easter egg, hot pink. Here in the light of the spaceship is an alien coloring his egg blue in a bowl of blue dye. Here is a satellite by the planet Earth. Here is the man in the moon by the planet playing some music on his guitar. There are more space bunnies pointing and laughing at the boy on the moon who is fishing, similar in appearance to the DreamWorks logo. Here is the Cat Nebula by the spaceship. The sun is still getting smaller as the planets are moving far away from it. There are also a pair of other space bunnies peeking out from behind the planet Earth. This is the month of June. Our next stop is the planet Mars. The sun is still getting smaller as we are moving far away from the planets. Here in Mission Control, Joshua and I are playing a game of ping pong with the information written all over the table. Here is a pot of flowers sitting on top of a stool. The spider here in his web is still watching the horizon with happiness. Here in the light of the spaceship, the alien is sitting on his chair thinking. Here is the alien in the top corner that resembles Marvin the Martian, with lightning bolts on his fingers, a cape on his back, and the antennas for hearing something. Here in this moon, we have a picture of an alien with a gray brain that resembles Megamind from the movie of the same name. There are a bunch of nebulas, stars, and comets in the sky in front of the space clouds. This is the symbol for Mars. 2 men, a donkey, and a pelican are going for a little spacewalk, while the man in the moon here is drinking a cup of hot cocoa. Here inside the rocket, a man is toasting a hot dog on the kitchen fire for dinner. Here is the god of Mars with a spear to kill somebody while he is riding on his chariot by a pair of horses. Here is the asteroid belt with a bunch of rocks floating by the sun. There are also a pair of other moons by the planet Mars. This is the month of July. Our next stop is the planet on the other side of the asteroid belt, Jupiter. Here in Mission Control, Joshua and I are playing a game of checkers, while underneath the table is a mouse eating cheese. Here is a firecracker between the monitors, and the spider in the web looking at the horizon with happiness from above. Here are a pair of satellites next to the planet Jupiter. Here on the top is the man on the moon doing a really kind of special dance. This moon by the planet Jupiter resembles the disguise of a snowman. There are a bunch of comets, galaxies, and stars in the air. Here in the rocket is a man sleeping with his nightlight on. In the light of the spaceship, the alien is also asleep. Seated in his throne is King Jove. He's the god of all. He's the king of gods. Here we have a man and a frog seeing another man and a horse pulling a sign that says, Be jovial, it's all good, with a picture of hyena laughing. In this moon is a picture of God Jupiter. The sun here is still getting smaller as we are moving far away from the planets. Here is the reflection of Jupiter in the rocket's cone. Okay, I got it. Oh. Here is the flying bowl of ice cream, and the planet Saturn in the distance. This is the month of August. Our next stop is the planet Saturn. Here on this ring is a horse race going on from the start to the finish. However, one of the races has fallen off of the horse since he went too fast. Here on the planet Saturn is the god of Saturn. Here in Mission Control, we have Paul and Joshua eating and cooking food. This is me cooking steak and hot dogs, and Joshua eating a plate of hot dogs. On the floor here, a trio of mice are eating cheese. In the top corner is the spider in his web, watching the distance from above. Here in the middle of Mission Control is a picture of President Obama. There are a bunch of comets, nebulas, galaxies, and stars in the air. Here we have a man and a duck holding a sign that says Spacetime with a picture of an alarm clock on it. Here in the light of the spaceship is the alien holding the symbol for Saturn. Here's a car. Here's the car that is named after Saturn. In the bottom corner is the man in the moon eating a flying bowl of ice cream. There are a group of other moons flying nearby the planet Saturn. Inside the rocket here is the man looking at a ball, while a man and a chicken are watering and growing crops, complete with a water hose attached to it. The sun here is getting smaller as we are moving far away from the planets. Here we have the reflection of Saturn in the nose cone of the rocket.